Time action is set to 8:15 p.m.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, where we'll see which conference reigns supreme today. It's the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs on Thursday night primetime.
From a building that can get louder than almost any in the National Football League, this is GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as a default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Jake Elliott is out ready to kick this one away. And we're underway from Kansas City. Mecole Hardman now on the return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. So here come the Chiefs, taking the field for their first drive of the game. Leading them out, someone who, Brock, I think needs less introduction than anyone in the NFL today. It's Patrick Mahomes.
All of us as sports fans, we know those players in the other sports that when we just think of the greatest to ever do it, a skill set that's different than everybody else, immediately a player pops in your mind. And while we have seen GOATs like Tom Brady and Super Bowl winners many times over like Bradshaw, Montana, and Aikman, there's just not many that have ever done it with the flair, the style, and the skill set of Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomes on 1st and 10. That one complete to Hopkins. And he'll get it up to the 44. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And it'll be first down, Kansas City.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
1st and 10, it's Mahomes. That's complete, Isaiah Pacheco. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Milton Williams making the stop.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you could depend on.
Now it's the first carry for Isaiah Pacheco. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Just 2 yards there on the carry. They're going to need another 2 now on 3rd down.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
3rd and 2, Mahomes to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
1st and 10 from the 41. A counter give here to Pacheco. And his charge towards the line, it's right around 3 yards.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
2nd down now, 7 to go. It's Pacheco again. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the first down. Just get to a manageable 3rd down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
Offense sure is marching to begin this game. Here's a first down from the 30. From the gun, Piron. This is ahead for about 5. Cooper DeJean with the stop. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. That one finds Xavier Worthy. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. Big gain, 14 on the play. And the Chiefs are going to have a first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Escapes the pocket. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Throwing the out route complete. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. Now hang on. Looks like somebody came out after that play a little shaken up. Not sure we saw exactly what happened, but he'll get some assistance now. This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. To the air, Mahomes. Cut near the goal line. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
They'll run it with Pacheco. And he barrels across for the touchdown. The Chiefs finish up an excellent opening series. It's an Isaiah Pacheco touchdown. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
Butker with the extra point. And the Chiefs will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Reed now to kick this one away. On the return, Britton Covey. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So here are the Eagles now for their first drive. They're led out by an incredible score through the air and on the ground. He was picked 53rd back in 2020. It's Jalen Hurts.
Kate, it's not often that we talk about quarterbacks having a nose for the end zone in football. It's usually reserved for the running backs. But Jalen Hurts has changed that conversation. He has so much power, so much strength. You get him into the short yardage situations or around the goal line, he finds a way to get in. But it's not just there. He's got a deep ball that's the envy of many. He's elevated his teammates around him. And he's got a skill set that I know a lot of quarterbacks would sure love to have.
And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Hurts now from the gun. Got him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! Oh, he's got it back again.
We all saw the brief moment of full-on panic between the ball coming out and him getting back on it. The impressive part is he kept his composure while it was still loose. One mistake didn't become two, and he cleaned it up before any defenders could.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. They run it with Saquon Barkley. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Trent McDuffie getting there for the stop.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Throw right side, caught by Smith. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That one goes for 25 yards. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. On the play fake, it's Hurts. That's caught by A.J. Brown. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. This ball's caught by Uzomah. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
Hey, Kate, you want to see a picture in the football dictionary of staying on schedule? That was it.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. Hurts. And he has it in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles finish off their opening drive. It's a Devontae Smith touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Now Jake Elliott on to attempt the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Eagles respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Starting from the 5. His return reaches that 34-yard line before he stopped. Now for the second time, we get a look at this Kansas City offense. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. Finds him over the middle. Good little rip there, looks like about 6. Cooper to Gene with the stop.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
2nd and 4. Chased out to his right. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
As much as we talk about offenses wanting to stay ahead of the chains, they want to stay on script. Well, a defense, they want to rip that script up. And a sack like that, creating 3rd and extra longs, it's exactly how you get it done.
Eagles with an extra man in the secondary for this 3rd down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. He beams one deep right side. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
The Chiefs looking to punt on 4th down, so on comes Matt Araiza to handle it. And the fair catch secured here at the 16. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And the Eagles will be backed up a good bit to begin the drive. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. A play fake, now Hurts to throw. He's going deep this time. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. He was looking for A.J. Brown there. So that brings up 2nd down.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
That's caught. It's Saquon Barkley. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Something he does so well. Nick Bolton making the stop.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner, and really importantly as a check-down outlet on short throws.
Goddard makes the catch. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. They gain 14 on the play. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
They've got 1st down from the 31. Barkley trying this up the gut. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They go to Barkley again. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. 1 yard on the run, so just 3 yards across those last 2 carries. It's 3rd and 7.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
On third down, it's Hurts. This finds Smith. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Motion man right is Smith. First and 10. Here's Hurts. And he's there to send that one away. Incomplete. Could not beat the defender there. So it'll be second down.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Give him 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Hits him on the out route. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
Now on 4th down, on comes Braden Mann to boot this away for the Birds. And it sails out of bounds. That's a good kick. Got all the way down to what looks like the 10-yard line before leaving the field. Offense heading out now for the Chiefs. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Mahomes. He'll get it to Rashee Rice, complete. And he's out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Play action, Mahomes. Out left, Worthy makes the ground. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
First and 10 now from the 30. Completed over the middle. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Motioning the tight end now. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a 1-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions to get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Trying again, following the sack. He's on the move. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Zach Bond with the tackle.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock. You know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that, and it's a good thing he woke up to it. Able to make something out of nothing and at least keep him moving forward.
We've arrived at the end of one on Thursday night. Both teams neck and neck so far. Back to Arrowhead in just a moment. About set for the second quarter, Chiefs football here. They'll need a big play to continue a nice drive. It's third and very long. He's going deep. He steps in and makes the interception. Picked off by Quinyon Mitchell. And the Eagles get the football on the first turnover of the contest. Well, it's a position you expect interceptions from, Brock, but not a lot of them come easier than that for a cornerback. His teammate makes the hit as the QB tries to throw it, and it really affected how that one came out.
Yeah, that corner's going to get that pick under his stat column individually, but that was a collective effort. It was all about the pass rush. And those great corners, they know it. They know it takes everybody. The guys up front doing their job, and when the ball falls harmlessly in his hands like that, well, he does his job to finish with the INT.
Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free, incomplete. They were looking for him again, Brock, and for a moment, we thought he had another catch, but then that contact knocked the football from his hands.
Kind of become a victim of his own early success. Not too different, Kate, than a pass rusher that gets a sack. You know what happens? Got to slide to him, got to chip to him. You get a receiver that gets it going like this, you know more contact and more focus is coming his way.
That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right. He was looking for Dallas Goedert there. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
Third and long for him here. Complete out to the right side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the first down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
They've got first down from the 31. Oh, they're looking option, headed left side. Escapes a defender. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
And just in case this offense didn't have enough to contend with, now you got to worry about a quarterback that could do what he just did. Tote the ball himself for a big run.
All right, I'll set up now. 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Buying some time right. He's keeping it again. And the ground game works for the touchdown. The Eagles pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Jalen Hurts with a touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down. And when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
That one right down the middle. And the Eagles break that tie and now lead by 7. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Hardman with a return. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Chiefs offense set to take over again. They've got a chance to tie this up here as they trail 14-7. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive down the field. Those windows and throwing lanes, Kate, they're not open very long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be thrown off.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Hauled in by Rice. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
1st and 10, it's Mahomes. Hauled in by Worthy. Down to the 10. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs can tie it up in the 2nd after cutting into the lead. Xavier Worthy, the touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just gotta ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you gotta win right from the jump. And you gotta protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up. You can find pay dirt.
Butker to try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Chiefs tie things up at 14. Reed now to kick this one away. Covey now to return this. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Eagles ready to set up shop on offense. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. He'll cobble together a yard there. That's George Karlaftis who got there for the stop. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
You know what they say about assuming? Well, it's the same way on a football field. You can never assume. If you stop assuming that first sacker's going to get to the quarterback, well, you could run yourself right into trouble. This defense didn't. They didn't take a break. and they finally get him to the ground.
Extra man in the secondary now for the Chiefs on third down. Hurts now from the gun. Finds the in route complete. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Braden Mann on to punt. And this is the second time he's been brought on to kick it. Takes it in at the 26. And some nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35. This one returned for 11 yards. And the Chiefs will get set to go on offense. First down, ball at the 36. Back to throw Mahomes. This one finds Kelsey. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. His quick throw knocked away, incomplete.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
On second and 10 now, Mahomes completes this one to Rice. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. Third down, 1 yard to go. Man in motion here. Mahomes to throw on 3rd and 1. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Off play action, it's Mahomes. He's throwing deep to the left side. They connect on the deep shot. And they will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs take a second quarter lead. Xavier Worthy, the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Butker to try the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Chiefs break that tie and now lead by 7. Reed now to kick this one away. Covey now to return this. Good looking return here, and he's got room. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. Philadelphia getting ready to go on offense. And they're a touchdown back, Brock, as they take over down 21-14. Ball at the 33 for first down. Running right, it's Barkley. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Holding offense.
Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Hurts. Throwing the out route complete. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. It was the rookie from USC who got there for that tackle.
As quarterback, when you have an out route versus man coverage, you're just hoping and just praying your offensive guy could turn the hips of that defender. And once you see that, you got to cut it loose and let it go, just as they did right there.
Here's 2nd and 5. Taken in by Smith. And that'll be enough for the first as they touch him down.
There's no question the greatest concern there was just getting the first down. You want a high percentage throw, and you're not really concerned about big yards. Well, the drag route was perfect. He comes open in the short field. It's easy to zip that throw right in there and reset those chains.
First and 10. Here's Hurts. He's got Smith. He has room past the 25. And they can't chop to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It goes for a 38-yard pickup. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
They kick the running back in motion. From the pistol, Hurts. Doesn't have the hook up there, incomplete pass.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Hurts throwing again. This finds Smith. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Shotgun snap for Hurts. The shot to the end zone is incomplete.
Yeah, that's one that's going to haunt him. There's just no question about it. A drop touchdown in the end zone. Now comes the mental toughness part of it. You got to flush that play quickly so you can make an impact later.
So on 4th down, on comes the Eagles kicker Jake Elliott for the try. This is going to be a 31-yarder from the right hash. The kick by Hopkins is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
You always feel like you leave a few points on the field when you kick it from here. But they don't wind up empty-handed on the drive. And the kicker, well, he gets to pad his stats a little bit with the high percentage make.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Returning it from the 4. And look at this return. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. The Chiefs are out once again. Their offense led by Patrick Mahomes. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. All right, the Chiefs in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by Pacheco. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
Now, don't think for a second they're going to slow down the tempo. Defense on their heels. And right now is the best chance to go push that envelope and get aggressive.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Going to the ground again on 1st. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Josh Sweat making the stop. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
From the 41. Dumped off to his running back.
As an offense, you don't call a screen, Kate, expecting to gain just a few yards. You call it expecting to break out something big and substantial. But it's up to that defense to stay ahead of it, to keep it contained to something much smaller. Case in point right there.
3rd and just 2 to go. Mahomes. He's still going at the 30. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it'll be 1st down, Kansas City.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. That pass is complete to Kelsey. And he's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Another throw for Mahomes. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. They go play action. It's Mahomes. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete. Intended target there was Xavier Worthy. And that leaves them with 4th and 5.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
Up and good from Blankenship. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7.
Anytime you start sniffing that red zone and you don't score 6, you only come away with 3 points, not what you're looking for on the call sheet.
Reed now to kick this one away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. This return makes it up to the 25. Philadelphia's offense back out for another drive. And in a high-scoring game to this point, everyone anticipating, well, even more points as they take the field. starts out with a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. He's got Brown on the slant. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
1st and 10 from the 41. They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
Second down now, 7 to go. Now Hurts. Escapes the pocket. Now here he goes. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
And he's able to get this down to the 36.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
2nd and 3 now. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Hurts now from the gun. He's on the move. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home that side.
To the line they go. It's 2nd down. Empty backfield now. The running back motions out left. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. This one misses the tight end. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams would call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you've got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Now Hurts on 3rd and long. Throwing deep for the end zone. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Thought he had a touchdown there. So that brings up 4th and long.
Oh, that is such a bummer. A dropped touchdown right in the end zone. We're going to see how quickly he can flush this one. He better, because they got to make it impact later.
The kick by Hopkins is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm. And no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Hardman with a return. He's brought down to end that return as we've reached our 2-minute warning. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. He puts some power on a deep one left. He's got it! Oh, what body control to stay in and get the 2 feet down. He finds 37 yards on the play to move those chains.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Now we have a stoppage. No challenges inside of 2 minutes and a half, but the replay official wants to take another look at this on their own.
Play is under review.
Well, we're going to see how much of a sideline maven he is, Brock. This one very close, whether he got the feet down or not.
And I'm so impressed by all these mavens because you've got to make that transition from college where 1 foot, you're good.
Yep.
But not at this level. You've got to be a ballerina. You got to get those toes both in, and the replay booth will be the judge of it.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So the officials looked at it twice. The replay officials in New York agreed, and the call on the field's going to stand. 1st down, ball at the 36. Throwing is Mahomes. The screen pass falls incomplete. This one intended for the running back. And now it's 2nd down.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
They fake the handoff. Now Mahomes. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, this is one of the occasions, Kate, where this defense got to just keep chopping wood. Keep chopping wood. I know they're a little more careful about actually having axes in locker rooms anymore after injuries, but the mantra is the same. You can't look at the scoreboard nor worry about what your offense is doing. You got to keep punishing your opponent.
Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. And this is going to be incomplete. Great looking catch, but he lost track of that sideline and went out of bounds. We've got 4th down.
The best of the best, they just have this intuition, Kate. They know where the boundary is without looking. This receiver's not quite at that level yet.
Now we have a stoppage. No challenges inside of 2 minutes and a half, but the replay official wants to take another look at this on their own. We're all watching that sideline here, seeing where those feet came down.
And no matter what they rule here, Kate, that was an outstanding effort just to make the catch.
Yeah.
Now we got to look and see, did he get both feet in with possession?
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
They sent it out to New York just to be safe, and the folks there saw enough to change that call. A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. Now it's Mahomes. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down.
Well, that's like a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Takes both to make it work. And defensively, you've got to have that pressure up front. That's peanut butter. And then you like to have some jelly. And that was almost a huge play with an interception.
Mahomes trying again here on 2nd and 10. This throw is caught. And this is down all the way to the 3. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
The Chiefs signal for a timeout. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal.